Hello, it's CTO of the Theory Channel and Harry Potter, a book and movie series that has made so much money off of sales that, well, let's just say JK is rolling in the dough. This 7-book adventure, along with its cinematic experience, comes with so much lore. So much. I mean, it's a world full of magic and wizardry. How can it not be intriguing? It is at the other end of the spectrum from a movie like Coraline, because Coraline is a fantastic movie that doesn't get nearly the appreciation it should, and Harry Potter is kind of the basis for young adult reading. But enough about revenue, popularity, and other movies, and let's get into the good stuff. Oh, and spoiler alert for Harry Potter and Fantastic Beasts. So today, as you might have noticed from the title, I will be mainly covering aspects of Dumbledore's past, as well as points that the Super Carlin brothers have made about how Ariana Dumbledore could be an obscurial and the relevance of Fawkes the Phoenix. Albus Dumbledore is a very interesting character, mainly portrayed as being very loving and loyal, but it is also strangely made clear that he has had some dark parts of his life, regarding his family and primarily his sister Ariana. This was particularly odd to me because of the kindness and joy he supposedly brings to Hogwarts and Hogwarts' students. So what went wrong for him in the first place? Well, I'll give a quick recap. It all started when a group of Muggle boys attacked Ariana because they were frightened by her magical abilities. This attack left Ariana emotionally scarred, and she was unable to control her magic, when she even had any. Dumbledore's father was taken to Azkaban after attacking the Muggle boys for revenge, and died there because he didn't want to reveal Ariana's state. It was also at this time that Dumbledore met Gellert Grindelwald in Godric's Hollow. Dumbledore became fascinated with Grindelwald's idea of wizard domination, and the two of them were planning to do something unknown. But their plans were never executed due to Dumbledore's brother, Aberforth, telling Dumbledore that he shouldn't be neglecting Ariana so much. A violent duel erupted between the three boys, and somehow one of their spells rebounded and hit Ariana, killing her. Grindelwald fled immediately, and Dumbledore was left devastated. So, now you know about Dumbledore's past, if you hadn't already. But you might be asking, why does it mean that Ariana is an obscurial, and what does Fawkes have to do with any of this? Well, I'll start with giving a bit of information on obscurials. According to the Harry Potter wiki, along with Pottermore, an obscurus forms when a witch or wizard decides to suppress their magical abilities, like Credence did in Fantastic Beasts. There hadn't been a known obscurial until Credence for at least 200 years. But wait, Ariana lived from 1885 to 1899, so she would have been an obscurial before Credence. Well, she was never a known obscurial. In fact, her father died to make sure her secret was kept. So anyway, an attack on Ariana by Muggle boys is definitely something that could have made her want to hide her magic, since she was embarrassed by it and maybe a little afraid of it after the attack. This explains her erratic behavior through and through. Just like Credence, she has magical spurts that are extremely strong. It also explains Grindelwald's curiosity and involvement in Credence's life. He remembered Ariana and saw some of her in Credence, and of course Grindelwald would want to know about a strong source of dark magic because he's a strong dark wizard. So now that we've summed that up, and it actually took a lot quicker than I thought it would, I'll get into the really cool part of this, Fawkes. Fawkes is a curious character in Harry Potter, as he shows up in only a few of the books/movies, but he is often shown as being a huge savior. For instance, in the Chamber of Secrets, when Harry is fighting the basilisk desperately, Dumbledore sends Fawkes in, and Fawkes saves Harry with his healing tears. Then again, in the Order of the Phoenix, Dumbledore is being sentenced to Azkaban by Fudge, and Fawkes comes from out of nowhere, swoops in, and they both vanish. First off, Dumbledore's being able to control the actions of Fawkes so well are head-scratching because Fawkes is one of the only 2 domesticated phoenixes, with the other one being held by the New Zealand Quidditch team. Okay, weird. Dumbledore and Fawkes' relationship is almost like another wizard-to-animal relationship we know. Here, I'll give you a multiple choice. Is it A, Ron and Scabbers? Is it B, Hermione and Crookshanks? Is it C, Harry and Hedwig? Or is it D, Voldemort and Nagini? Voldemort's relationship to his snake Nagini is very special because Nagini is one of his Horcruxes. So is it possible that Dumbledore made Fawkes a Horcrux? Well, as I've stated before, after his sister Ariana was killed, Dumbledore fell into a slump or something like a depression. This is the most likely time period that Dumbledore would have created a Horcrux. But wait, you have to have killed someone in order to split your soul. Well, there's a 33.33333333333333% chance that Dumbledore killed his sister, and even if he didn't, Dumbledore held himself accountable for it, meaning he literally believed he killed someone, and that's why he can make a Horcrux. This sums so many things up. Dumbledore making the subject of Horcruxes one of the most forbidden ones at Hogwarts was because he was ashamed at his own involvement in the subject. Dumbledore quickly realizing that Nagini was one of Voldemort's Horcruxes was because he understood Voldemort's wanting to make an animal a Horcrux, since Dumbledore did it himself. And of course, it sums up Fawkes' heroic actions and his involvement in the story. Now, the Super Carlin brothers have also addressed that if Fawkes is a Horcrux, does that mean that Harry and Voldemort both have a piece of Dumbledore's soul in their wands, since their wands each have one of Fawkes' feathers in it? Ooh, that was a big sentence. My answer is yes, it does. Fawkes would have become a Horcrux somewhere between 1899 and 1910. And according to the Harry Potter wiki, Fawkes' feathers were taken for the two wands in 1938. So yes, technically Harry and Voldemort had a piece of Dumbledore's soul in their wands. And this makes a lot more sense now, because otherwise just having a feather from Fawkes in each of their wands seems kind of irrelevant, doesn't it? Now what I'm going to do is try and answer a few unanswered Albus Dumbledore questions that I have found all over the internet. Question 1. Why would Dumbledore encourage people to call Voldemort Voldemort? Well, I think this one is fairly simple. Dumbledore did this because he believed that if someone won't call Voldemort by his real name, this means they fear the name, and if they fear the name, that means they fear him. However, Dumbledore would always call Voldemort Tom when he was speaking directly to him, and I think this is because he wanted Voldemort to know that someone sees him as who he actually is, and give him that one area of vulnerability. Question 2. What did Dumbledore really see in the Mirror of Erised, and why? Well, we already know the answer for this one. J.K. Rowling said it herself. Dumbledore saw his whole family alive and healthy. But I'll just try to sum up why he saw this. As we know, Dumbledore's biggest regret was possibly killing his sister, Ariana. And if the Horcrux theory is correct, then his other biggest regret is creating that Horcrux. And if his family was whole and intact, that would mean he wouldn't have killed Ariana and he wouldn't have created the Horcrux. However, if Dumbledore were to have looked into the mirror just before he died, he might have seen Voldemort dead. Question 3 is, who truly was the stronger wizard, Dumbledore or Voldemort? Alright, this one's tough. First of all, we have to specify the time period we're talking about. For this theory, I'm going to compare their magical peaks, meaning the times that each of them were at their strongest points. I think that Voldemort's peak would have been before he killed Harry's parents, that time when he had so many followers, while Dumbledore's peak was when he killed Grindelwald. Then, you also have to define what makes a strong wizard. Out of all the research I've done on this, I like this opinion the best, that the most powerful wizard is simply the wizard who casts the most powerful spells. Pretty simple, right? Well, this would mean that Voldemort was the most powerful because he was unbeatable at that time. But on the other hand, and there's always another hand, isn't there? If Voldemort's more powerful, then why was Dumbledore the only one he ever feared? Ooh, this one's tough. It's not even something you could theorize on. It's more like an open forum. Anyway, this definitely won't be my final Harry Potter video. Definitely not. There's so many points I would like to cover, like looking into Voldemort's past even more, or finding out more about the tale of the three brothers. But for now, I guess this is all. So until next time, it's CTO of the Theory Channel.